A lot of kids got digital gifts this holiday, and now parents are left figuring out how to make sure their kids are safe on them. It's a big task in an ever-changing online world, especially when it comes to new social media apps. In today's Kidsburgh report, Kidsburgh ambassador Yu-Ling Behr is here with Jennifer Ehehalt, Common Sense Media's Pittsburgh manager, with 4 types of apps parents need to stay on top of. But first, I want to talk about this great new partnership that started between these 2 organizations.
We're so excited. I mean, I as an individual, as a parent, have always used Common Sense Media. And what it is, it's an unbiased review of apps, things happening on media, TV, movies. So let's say you have a 5-year-old and you're like, can they watch this movie? You can go to Common Sense Media and look it up, and they'll tell you if it's age appropriate, and they'll also tell you if there's any learning value to it, which is also important. Like if you're going to put your child in front of a screen, you want them to get a little something out of it. So with our partnership, Common Sense provides 2 stories a month to Kidsburgh that we publish every other week. Right now we actually have a story about if you gave your child an iPhone, how do you prepare it for them? How do you set locks so that they can't change the settings? Things like that. Or we also just published an article about apps that you can use while traveling that don't require Wi-Fi.
So good.
Isn't that important?
Yes.
My car does not have Wi-Fi in it.
Right. Or, even if you're using your data, making sure you're on top of that stuff, I know that can get out of control with the kids too.
Yes.
Well, certainly some really important things, because there's just so much out there, and you tend to kind of get out of the know and just do like Facebook and Twitter, those things, but there's so much more out there.
There is.
And so what are you seeing? What are some of the things that you want parents to be aware of?
I think before we get started, we just want to make sure that we know like the 5 rules of the road in terms of, when you're on these devices or whatever you're using, things to keep in mind, using privacy settings and making sure you're aware of what your settings look like, and check them often, because privacy settings do change from time to time. Think before you post, always. Be a friend and a follower when your child or children decide to go on these different apps.
Make sure that you're on top of
know what it does and how it works. Keep private information private, and also be respectful of others. Like the golden rule really applies to all online media.
And do you feel like this needs to be reinforced regularly with your children?
All the time.
All the time.
I think this is stuff they can never hear often enough.
Okay, so let's talk about some of these apps that are out there. There's something, I don't know if it's called Teen Tinder, or what is this?
It's like Teen Tinder. It's called Yellow. Yellow. And so this is the latest and greatest when it comes to friending apps. And so you can set up a profile, upload photos, share location, and it essentially allows you to swipe right if you like what you see in terms of a picture, and swipe left if you don't care for what you see. And so this really brings a lot to looks, and can
self-image,
and obviously cyberbullying and self-esteem can become a really big issue when it comes to these things.
Okay, and next up, you said there are some of these anonymous apps that are kind of on the rise again. What do we need to know about these?
The biggest one I think right now is Saroja, and again, we have to make sure we're talking to our kids about nothing is truly anonymous online, and making sure that they understand what you post online. It should be the same things you're saying to someone face to face, and what's the difference there. And so Saroja does just that. It allows them to really just say anything to anybody without really tagging a name to a face.
Live streaming apps are also still a big thing, and so is there anything new on the front of live streaming?
There are lots of live streaming apps out there. I think these are the trickiest because it's live. It's happening right before our eyes, and so moderating the content can be really tricky for parents as well. One of the big ones right now is Bigo Live, and so you really can just take that, and you're not worried about kids' backgrounds, atmospheres, who they're with, and what's out there is out there forever.
Wow. Group video chatting is still a big thing as well.
Yes. Friends love friends, right? Our kids love to chat with their friends.
Right.
And so house party seems to be a big one where you can have 8 kids in one space all chatting and talking, and they can set up several rooms as well, which can be really fun, but just make sure you're moderating what they're doing and teaching your kids how to talk about inappropriate content and how to report it if they should see it.
Just hearing about some of these, like, I wouldn't want my kids to be on any of them. It seems like there's just so much that could happen that could be disastrous or dangerous.
I think for parents, it's just about having conversation, know what they're doing, moderate, and have those conversations so that students and kids understand, where and when things are appropriate.
Okay. All right, very good stuff. Oh my gosh, so scary. And they're changing. There's more things coming out every single day.
No one can keep up, but at least, try.
Well, I like this partnership, though. I think that with you two working together, it will get the word out to more parents out there, and that's the key.
Yeah. It's really exciting, and it's great content. It's unbiased. It's great content. It's been evaluated, so we're excited.
Okay, well, look forward to more of your newsletters on Kidsburgh, and to see the full article with more information on keeping kids safe online, go to kidsburgh.org. You'll see Jennifer's full story there, and be sure to sign up for the emailed newsletters from both Kidsburgh and Common Sense, so you're always in the know. A lot of stuff changing all the time.